Imagine a small island bathed in sunshine. This is Corsica, where our story begins. In 1769, a little Napoleon was born. He was a proud boy, fiercely intelligent, always dreaming of grand adventures. Life wasn't easy. Corsica was poor. Young Napoleon faced many hardships, but he was determined. He devoured books on history and military tactics. He dreamt of glory, of leading armies, of conquering new lands. At 9 years old, Napoleon left Corsica. He traveled to mainland France for school. He was often bullied, mocked for his accent and small stature, but Napoleon never backed down. He studied hard, excelling in mathematics and military strategy. Little did anyone know, this determined young man would soon shake the world. The French Revolution erupted. Chaos and bloodshed engulfed the nation. But amidst the turmoil, Napoleon saw opportunity. He joined the army, rising quickly through the ranks. He was brave and decisive, a brilliant strategist. Napoleon's first major victory came in Italy. He was just 26. His army, outmatched and outnumbered, triumphed against the Austrians. Victory followed victory. Napoleon's star was rising. He became a hero, his name on everyone's lips. From Italy to Egypt, Napoleon's campaigns were audacious. He fought like a lion leading from the front. He captivated his soldiers with inspiring speeches and promises of glory. He was ambitious, ruthless even, but undeniably brilliant. He was becoming a legend. Napoleon's battles were legendary. Austerlitz, Jena, Friedland, these names echo through history. He was a master tactician, always one step ahead of his enemies. He revolutionized warfare using speed and maneuverability to outwit larger armies. At Austerlitz, he faced a formidable coalition of Austrian and Russian forces. The enemy was confident, but Napoleon had a plan. He lured them into a trap, feigning weakness and then striking with overwhelming force. The victory was decisive, cementing Napoleon's reputation as a military genius. His battles weren't just about brute force. He used cunning strategies, exploiting his enemy's weaknesses. He understood the importance of morale, inspiring his troops to fight with unmatched ferocity. He was a force of nature, a whirlwind of energy and ambition that swept across Europe. Section 4. A New France Law, Order and Education under Napoleon. Napoleon wasn't just a conqueror, he was a visionary leader who sought to reshape France in his image. He was a builder, a reformer. His ambition extended beyond the battlefield to the very fabric of French society. He brought order to a France ravaged by revolution. The chaos of the French Revolution had left the country in disarray, and Napoleon sought to restore stability. He established the Bank of France, stabilizing the economy. This move was crucial in restoring confidence in the financial system and ensuring economic growth. He reformed the legal system, creating the Napoleonic Code, which is still used as the basis for law in many countries today. This code ensured that laws were clear, accessible, and applied equally to all citizens. Education was close to Napoleon's heart. He understood that the future of France depended on the education of its youth. He believed that a strong nation needed an educated populace. He saw education as a means to cultivate loyal and capable citizens. He established lycées, state-funded secondary schools, open to all, regardless of social class. These institutions aimed to provide a uniform and high-quality education to the youth of France. He wanted France to be a land of opportunity, where merit, not birthright, determined success. This was a radical shift from the old regime where privilege was inherited. His reforms weren't without flaws. While he made significant strides in many areas, his methods were sometimes heavy-handed. He could be authoritarian, suppressing dissent and curtailing press freedom. His desire for control often led to the suppression of opposing views, but he genuinely believed he was acting in France's best interests. His vision was of a strong, unified nation that could stand proudly on the world stage. He wanted to create a strong, unified nation, a beacon of progress and enlightenment. His legacy, though complex, is a testament to his enduring impact on France and the world. Section 5. The Empire Crumbles, The Road to Exile. Napoleon's ambition knew no bounds. From a young age, he was driven by a desire to achieve greatness and leave an indelible mark on history. He crowned himself Emperor of France in 1804, a bold move that signaled his intent to dominate Europe. He dreamt of ruling all of Europe, envisioning a vast empire under his control, stretching from the Atlantic to the Russian steppes. But his conquests came at a cost. The relentless wars drained France's resources and led to immense suffering. His empire, vast and sprawling, was becoming increasingly difficult to manage. The administrative and logistical challenges were immense. His invasion of Russia in 1812 proved to be his undoing. The campaign was a disaster from the start. The Russians, facing Napoleon's Grand Armée, adopted a scorched earth policy, burning crops and poisoning wells, leaving nothing for the invaders. The bitter Russian winter set in, with temperatures plummeting and snowstorms ravaging the land. Napoleon's army, ravaged by hunger and disease, was decimated. Thousands of soldiers perished in the freezing conditions. Weakened and defeated, Napoleon returned to France a shadow of his former self. His once invincible aura was shattered. His enemies, emboldened by his defeat, united against him. The coalition forces saw an opportunity to finally bring him down. He was forced to abdicate in 1814, exiled to the tiny island of Elba. It was a humiliating fall from grace for the once mighty emperor. His empire, built on conquest and ambition, lay in ruins. The dream of a unified Europe under his rule was over. Section 6. Waterloo and Beyond, Napoleon's Final Stand. Exile couldn't contain Napoleon's spirit. In 1815, he escaped Elba and returned to France. The French people, remembering his past glories, welcomed him back with open arms. He raised a new army determined to reclaim his throne. His gamble was short-lived. At Waterloo he faced a combined British and Prussian force. The battle raged for hours, a brutal clash of empires. But it was not to be. Napoleon's army was defeated, his dreams of glory shattered. This time, his exile was final. He was sent to the remote island of St. Helena, a prisoner of the British. He spent his final years dictating his memoirs, reflecting on his triumphs and failures. He died in 1821 at the age of 51. Section 7. A legacy etched in stone. Why Napoleon still matters. Napoleon Bonaparte. The name evokes a maelstrom of emotions, a whirlwind of thoughts and debates that have persisted through the centuries. He was a complex figure, a mix of brilliance and ambition, of reform and tyranny. His actions and decisions have been scrutinized, praised, and condemned in equal measure. He was a military genius, a shrewd politician, a charismatic leader. His strategies and tactics are still studied in military academies around the world. He rose from humble beginnings to become the most powerful man in Europe. Born on the island of Corsica, he climbed the ranks through sheer determination and skill. He reshaped the map of Europe, his conquests leaving an indelible mark on the continent's history. His campaigns changed the political landscape, influencing the course of nations. His legal reforms continue to influence laws around the world. The Napoleonic Code, a set of civil laws, has been adopted and adapted by many countries, shaping modern legal systems. Napoleon's story is a cautionary tale, a reminder that even the most powerful can fall. His defeat at Waterloo and subsequent exile to St. Helena serve as stark reminders of the fragility of power, but it is also a story of ambition, of a man who dared to dream big and who, for a brief moment, held the fate of nations in his hands. His relentless drive and vision pushed the boundaries of what was possible. He remains a captivating figure, his life and legacy a subject of endless fascination and debate. Historians and enthusiasts continue to explore his impact, ensuring that Napoleon Bonaparte's story is far from forgotten.